There is a house that runs without electricity, no power line, no furnace, no air conditioner. Indoor temperature stays between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. Ancient civilizations mastered this 2,000 years ago. Greeks oriented homes to the south as early as 500 BC. Romans heated massive bathhouses using thermal mass and radiant systems. Persian yakhchals kept ice frozen in desert heat. In 1972, architect Michael Reynolds built the first modern earthship in Taos, New Mexico, then building codes began rejecting it. In Greece, sunlight was the original architect. By the 5th century BC, entire cities like Olympos were planned so that every house faced south. Archaeological surveys and modern solar models confirm these courtyards captured around 30% more winter sunlight than homes facing other directions. This was not just theory. Indoor temperatures in south-facing Greek homes held steady between 18 and 22 degrees Celsius during cold months, while thick stone walls and shaded eaves cut summer overheating nearly in half. Socrates himself advised, "A house should be cool in summer and warm in winter," and the evidence shows his advice was more than philosophical. Roman engineers took the idea further. Their hypocaust system pumped hot air beneath marble floors and through hollow wall flues called tubuli. In bathhouses from Carnuntum to Pompeii, floor temperatures reached as high as 50 degrees Celsius, with wall surfaces at 30 degrees Celsius. The air inside stayed a comfortable 22 to 24 degrees Celsius, verified by both ancient records and modern simulations. Solar-heated windows and carefully placed masonry delivered radiant warmth, slashing fuel needs by up to 30% compared to open fires. Across the deserts of Persia, architects mastered cooling instead. Wind catchers, towering badgers, channeled dry breezes over pools or wet plaster, driving evaporation that dropped indoor temperatures by 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. Yakhchals, with their 2-meter thick mud brick walls, kept ice frozen for months under the blazing sun. Field studies in Yazd record daily temperature reductions of up to 15 degrees Celsius inside these ancient domes, all without a single wire or compressor. As one archaeologist notes, the data is clear: ancient builders achieved year-round comfort using nothing but orientation, mass, and airflow. In the high desert outside Taos, New Mexico, Michael Reynolds began building homes from discarded tires and earth in 1972. His earthships, with 2-foot-thick tire walls packed with compacted soil, were designed to trap heat like ancient masonry, but with modern insulation and glazing. Engineers logged temperatures inside these homes for over a decade. Even in winter, when outside air dropped to minus 10 degrees Celsius, indoor readings rarely fell below 16 degrees Celsius. On summer days, as the desert sun pushed outdoor highs past 35 degrees Celsius, earthship interiors hovered between 20 and 26 degrees Celsius without a furnace, air conditioner, or grid connection. Sensor data from the 2010 Taos pilot project shows a steady annual average of 70 degrees Fahrenheit, with the coldest nights bottoming out at 61 degrees Fahrenheit and the hottest afternoons peaking at 78 degrees Fahrenheit. The secret is measurable. Thermal mass absorbs heat during the day, then releases it at night. South-facing glass admits low winter sun, while deep overhangs block summer glare. Earth tube vents, buried beneath the frost line, draw in cool night air, purging excess heat before dawn. Annual logs from multiple earthships confirm these effects, showing temperature swings less than 7 degrees year-round. Across the Atlantic, Felix Trombe's namesake wall, dark concrete behind a pane of glass, delivered similar results. In Urbach, France, a 1978 case study found the Trombe wall supplied 70% of a home's heating needs. For 5 months of winter, the interior remained at 20 degrees Celsius with no auxiliary furnace. Recent Department of Energy tests in the United States show modern Trombe walls can now provide up to 75% of heating, keeping indoor temperatures at a steady 70 degrees Fahrenheit with almost no electric backup. A thermal engineer demonstrates how heat flow animations reveal the ways mass and sunlight combine day after day to flatten the peaks and valleys of climate. The numbers are clear. Ancient physics tested by modern sensors still works. After 1945, American home building exploded. Construction starts doubled from 2 million a year to 4 million by 1960, filling new suburbs with rows of nearly identical houses. Developers prioritize speed and lot count over sun angles or wall thickness. Instead of orienting for the seasons, they standardize for the assembly line. By 1975, 72% of new homes in the Sun Belt and over half in the Northeast came with central gas furnaces as standard equipment. Air conditioning, once a luxury, spread from 4% of homes in 1950 to 35% by 1970. The result, residential heating and cooling now account for about 40% of all household energy use in the United States. The numbers reveal a new baseline. Comfort would be delivered by machines, not by design. This shift did not just change how homes were built. It set the expectation that every house would plug into the grid and every room would be kept at a fixed temperature, no matter the weather outside. The logic of passive performance gave way to the logic of mechanical control, embedding the assumption of HVAC into the very codes and standards that would follow. A modern building permit begins with a checklist. At the top, wall insulation. The International Residential Code, adopted in most states, requires at least R13 for exterior walls, a value set for fiberglass bats, not for dense earth or packed tires. A wall that stores heat all day and releases it at night, proven by decades of sensor data to stabilize temperatures, fails the first checkbox because its R value measures differently. The code doesn't ask how well a wall buffers heat over 24 hours. It asks if the cavity hits R13 on paper. Next comes the utilities. Many local ordinances demand that every new home connect to public water, sewer, and the electrical grid, even if the design can harvest rain, recycle gray water, and run entirely off solar. Some states, like New York, require a minimum 1 kilowatt grid tied back up for every single family home. In North Dakota, all residential electricity loads must interconnect with the utility. Off-grid is not an option unless a rare variance is granted. A municipal inspector explains that the inspectors follow the code. If your wall doesn't meet R13, if you don't have a grid hookup, the permit can't be approved. That's the rule book. These are not bans in name, but in effect. The checklist leaves little room for physics, only for compliance. Each clause, from insulation minimums to hookup mandates, quietly excludes homes that could run themselves. A $215 billion industry sits at the heart of the modern home. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, HVAC, drive not just comfort, but the flow of money, policy, and risk. Every 15 to 20 years, most American furnaces and air conditioners are replaced, fueling a steady market cycle that banks, insurers, and manufacturers rely on. Lenders view homes without standard HVAC as risky. Appraisers discount the value of unconventional houses by 10 to 25%, citing the lack of comparable sales. That discount ripples through the system. Lower appraisals mean smaller loans, higher down payments, and in many cases, outright denial of financing. Insurers, too, raise premiums or refuse coverage on homes that fall outside familiar categories, especially those built with tire walls, earth, or off-grid systems. A lender explains, "We need a predictable resale value and a clear risk profile. If the house cannot be insured or resold in the usual way, it is a problem." The result is a powerful inertia. The market rewards predictability, and predictability favors mechanical systems. Every line of code, every underwriting standard quietly reinforces the expectation that comfort must come from a machine, not from the physics of the building itself. Taos County, New Mexico, stands as a rare exception. Here, a clause known as S1286 lets builders prove their case with data instead of checkboxes. A code consultant lays out the packet, a year's worth of indoor temperature logs, independent structural reports, and annual fire safety inspections. If the numbers show the house stays within the comfort band, 65 to 75 degrees, even in winter, permits can be granted, regardless of wall R values or lack of grid hookup. This isn't a loophole, it's a documented path. Passive house certification offers another route. In places like Portland, Oregon, and across Germany, homes must meet strict metrics. Annual heating demand no greater than 15 kilowatt hours per square meter, air tightness proven by blower door tests, and full energy modeling using PHPP software. Each performance packet is thick with sensor logs, structural calculations, and third-party verifications. When the data holds up, the law can too. Two visions of homes stand face to face. One is built for the grid, wired, plumbed, and conditioned by machines, every detail checked against a list. The other is built for autonomy, thick-walled, sun-tracking, tuned to the slow rhythms of earth and sky. The first promises uniformity, easy financing, and a ready market. The second offers resilience, low bills, and independence from rising energy costs. Behind every code clause and mortgage form, a deeper choice is at work: comfort by prescription or comfort by design. The stakes go beyond insulation values or utility hookups. They touch who gets to decide what a home can be. As the homeowner stands at the threshold, she asks, "If my house can keep me comfortable year-round, using nothing but its own bones in the sun, why must I ask permission to build it?" Today, building codes still require wiring for outlets, even though physics makes them obsolete. Mortgage and insurance systems reward dependency, not autonomy. The barrier isn't technology, it's regulation. The question now is, will we design homes for resilience, or will we keep enforcing limits on what is already possible? Share your perspective below.